And I'm gonna talk about the women's real quick before we go on to our next topic, but it could have been all number one seeds for this. But Juju Watkins, oh my God, if Juju Watkins was playing in that game, it would have been a different story. I would have picked USC to beat UConn, and Juju would have got her redemption from last year. But UConn is in the Final Four with UCLA. UCLA, the first time being in the Final Four in history when it comes to women's college basketball. But Texas and South Carolina, that game is going to be amazing. Now, South Carolina had two close games. They almost lost to Duke, and they almost lost to another team. I forgot the other team's name, but they almost lost the last two games. But Dawn Staley, a Philly native. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be Philly biased. South Carolina is really good. Malaysia Fawali coming off the bench, which I think she should be a starter for South Carolina. But hey, Madison Booker for Texas. She's wearing that 35. Who wore 35 at Texas in the NBA? That's in the NBA right now.
Well, he wore number 7 at Texas. He wears 35 in the league now. But yeah, you talking about Kevin Durant, the Slim Reaper.
But that when it comes to that mid-range shot, it looked like Kevin Durant. It looked like Kevin Durant with that mid-range shot. But if I had to pick out of these four teams to go to the national championship, I'm still taking South Carolina to go back to the national championship. And I'm gonna pick UConn.
Boy, that's gonna be an awesome matchup. Now, South Carolina has a lot of size, and Paige Bueckers, she can shoot it like from anywhere. I actually like that particular prediction. Don't ask me to pick who I think is gonna win, because truthfully, I want to see Dawn Staley get it, because she's one of my favorite, not just female players of all time, but she's one of my favorite players, period, of all time.
Facts. And it's funny that my mother grew up in the same area as her. They went to the same, my aunt went to the same school as Dawn Staley, went to Dobbins Vocational Tech. So they both went to the same school. So at the end of the day, like I'm rooting for Dawn Staley. I'm rooting for her, but then you got Gino Auriemma on the other side. Probably one of the best college coaches to ever do it in the women's game. And, bringing in AZ Fudd. AZ Fudd decided to come back and play another season at UConn next year. She's not even going to the draft. Paige Bueckers is probably the only one out of UConn that's going to the draft. And then you got the freshman Sarah Strong that had a heck of a game last night where she had 21 and 15 as a freshman against USC. So it's not just Paige Bueckers. You got two freshmen that has Joyce Edwards from South Carolina, and you got AZ Fudd from UConn, and they go against each other on a national title stage. Is bound to be great. It is bound to be great. But I definitely if I had to pick a winner, I'm going to pick South Carolina to win the championship. I think this might be the end of the road for South Carolina, but they love to recruit and they find players in the transfer portal as well. So they might re-up, but I mean, Gino Auriemma in that UConn squad, they're going to be a tough task. It really is. But I am going to take South Carolina to win it all.
Nice. We agree. Typical Raider fans agreeing.